because sometimes the media do not sometimes even recognize their own role. I will tell you today that I think that without your presence, for those 10 days that we had the protest, it is possible that some of those things that we experienced, at the barricades, whether at Ojota or at Lausa or anywhere, would have been small compared to the kind of violence that would have been unleashed on us. But for the fact that even in their madness, the state fears the media, the state fears the camera, because they know that cameras and journalists, when they are there, will record everything. And that means that at some point, whatever they do can also be questioned. And that's why for me as a person, and on behalf of all of us who went out, I would like to say that we thank the media, because some of us possibly will not be alive today, knowing the kind of designs and the kind of agenda that they had. And that you still remain here with us, coming to our press conference in our struggle to release those who have been imprisoned illegally, incarcerated illegally. I think it's also a testament, to the continuous relevance of the media when it comes to the struggle to liberate our society. We are talking about Adamoye Michael Lenny today, and Mosi Osodi. And I think it's important to say that regardless of what they do, we are never going to abandon the struggle, to free them, no matter how long it will take. And that's because we are very clear and confident that they have nothing against them. And what Babasho said should not be taken with levity. And that's what the talks in Lagos State, from time immemorial. As Nigeria's president, it is only obvious that he has taken this kind of thuggish, political control of society to the national level. And we are not afraid to call him out to be so. So that is why the media, civil society organizations and NGOs, including the National Human Rights Commission, should not take it with levity that everything the state is saying happened, that the state itself may not be part of it. Don't forget, here in Lagos State, a state that has not experienced terrorism in the last decades, suddenly, on the eve of our protest, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, alongside his men, diffused a bomb at Ikeja. Up till now, they have not displayed to us the people who planted the bomb, the further investigation they did, and I'm alarmed that we have media executives, editors who are not asking questions. We are allowing people to go away with murder in this country. Questions must be asked. If somebody planted a bomb and you diffused it, then that means you have the material evidence to follow up. Who has been arrested so far? Because what is happening now is that you allowed a commissioner of police to utilize national security to try to suppress the democratic right of people. And that is also what they are doing nationally. No Ribadu is trying to justify a Russian plot. And they have arrested tailors, they have arrested people. And, like Babasho said, who says that they were not the one who provided these flags and gave it out to people? Here at Ojota, for the 10 days, we did not know the difference between protesters and thugs and the DSS. Because they sponsored people into our midst who infiltrated us. On many occasions, our security committee found out many people who were discussing with us, who were relating with us, that they were DSS agents. On the 4th of August, Sunday, somebody who had come to Ojota the day before and even spoke at the Congress as a protester decided to suspend our protest and identified himself as one of the organizers. It was only later on that we realized that not only was he a plant, the person is actually a staff of the Lagos State government. We are saying this one, we are putting it on record. The Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, his men, broke the head of one protester. Instead of the Commissioner of Police to subject his men to an investigation internally, in order to identify who was responsible and then discipline them, the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State tried to bribe the victim of his men's assault with a mere 30,000 naira. We have this on record. So when we are calling for a public probe, what we are telling you in the media is that there are certain crimes against humanity
that has been committed by those we gave our governance to, and they are committed it using our laws, and they are committed it in the full clear of all of us, and they must not be allowed to go away with that. But once they do that, they set a precedent that will turn this civilian rule into something that we'll never be able to recognize again. And what we are doing here today is to again invite you to join us in the journey to stop this nascent dictatorship. What I will just say as a roundup, because I do not need to repeat what everybody has said, will be to appreciate the parents and the relatives of our comrades who are in detention, and to tell you that we have a culture in our revolutionary movement of never leaving anyone behind. Michael Lenio, Mosio Sodiko, all of the thousands of people, and there are over 2,000, who are currently languishing in detention, we are not going to abandon them. We are going to continue to struggle until they are all freed. We have, for instance, on record, over 29 cases in Kaduna State. We have a video that we are going to send around to the media. Why we could not play it here is because the audio is not so good. It's an SOS by the father of Khalid Aminu, an engineer who was equally arrested, I think on August 4 in Kaduna, and has been held incommunicado at the detention facility of the Department of State Security since that time and up to now, and he has not been released. There is Yunusa, and there's about 28 others in Kaduna State who were not also taken to court, but were actually charged in prison facility and then remanded. This is a crime that is being committed by those who call themselves Democrats, by those who call themselves elected officials of government. We are never going to concede to dictatorship. So let Bola Tinubu be aware of that, as well as other officials of government. The demands of our protests, the end of government protest, is very obvious. It is very clear. It is for the reversal of all of those policies. Economic policies of fuel subsidy in removal, fuel price increase, and the high cost of living, privatization of public utilities, and the lack of jobs and decent working conditions and pay for the vast majority of people. Those are the reasons why we came out for those 10 days. And we are going to come out again and again and again until those demands are won. Whatever they do, even if they arrest all of us, we are ready. We are never going to consider our rights to express ourselves, to organize ourselves, and to protest peacefully against all of these anti-poor economic policies.